I'm going to start by putting an outline, a line around the actual frame here, and then another one around the actual carving, about 4 millimeters, 1/8 of an inch, something like that. And draw that first, and then I'm going to go back to our very simple running cut and just run that line in. And I'm choosing to put the V-tool just on the inside edge. So this line here is to this side of the line. This line here will be the opposite. So that I've got a hard edge, a nice edge, as clean as I can, using the line as a guide, like here, to the edge here, to the strip. So that makes a nice edge. So I'll just come along here, try and keep the same depth, follow that line, and stop when we get up here. Come along here. There we go. Follow the line. Stop here on the inside. On this side here, the opposite. So I'm on the inside of the line. Up here. And then trying to keep the same depth, nice smooth cut all the way along. It is done by hand, so there will be a little bit of wobbling, but do your best to keep it. And then when you come here to the stop, to the end here, stop. These are really fun, aren't they? I'd like to think there was something you could do with those, but I've never thought of anything yet. So picking this line up here now, on the inside, so across the grain, carefully, joining that with that, and this one. Joining that with that there. And this one here. Then the same down the other end. A line across here. And then before I leave that, I'm going to put a mitre across here. In other words, pretend there's a join across here. So I'm going to put a line there, a line here, across these corners. And then from this corner of the actual frame itself, down to this corner here. Like that. So this is a line from the V-tool we just cut down to that corner. So I'll just run a straight line down there. And straight down here. Right across. And then one here. And lastly, one down here. Okay, so when we've done that, we can fill this in with a pattern. What we're going to create in here is a sort of moulding, which is a repeating pattern. So with a moulding, we always need to lay it out first. So what I've done here is draw a series of cross lines. Now, I've got a line here that I first drew that came up along the inside edge. So there's a line here. And there's also a line here and similarly on both sides. So that's the outside edge of our moulding, from there to there, or from there downwards. There's always a little problem with here the corners, so we're going to leave those for the moment. Then from those two lines, here's my midpoint, which I already knew for the flower. I divided this and this into two, so there's the halfway line. Then I divided again here and here into two, so now I have a unit, a little unit like this, which I can use a compass, and starting again at this line here, I can step these off like this, then mark these square across. So this just steps down like that. So that's our marking out. Then for the pattern, I'll do it on these first, on this side. So I'm going to go on the line this time, and I'm going to make one of those tapering cuts or splaying cuts that come out and stop like that. On the line, out and stop like that. So we've been practicing this, and here it comes into its own. So on every line, like that. And on this one as well. Then you'll need your skew chisel or your knife just to cut this end off, because this is with the grain. Taper the wall a little bit, so don't come straight down. Remember the V cut is an angle, so we can just taper this off. So nick that off. All the way along. And just check those. Yeah, make sure that last little bit has come out. Okay, so from here, and it's worth just getting those out before we move on. From here, I'm now going to work down here, this side. So exactly the same. This end one is going this way, like this. So starting shallow, nice, not swooping, straight line, like this, trying to make each cut the same. Now as I get to the end here, I'm going to just continue up the mitre and see where it goes. So there's one here that's a shorter one, and a very small one up here. I'm just going to nick those off. Again, angling the skew chisel down. That one needs cleaning up. So before I leave that, I'll just make sure that's clean. So this is nice and tidy, I think, with that one there. Now I'm going to spin this around here, because I still want to do these cuts from the inside out, starting again on this one here. Up the mitre. So this is a mirror image of the other side now. Take those off. Sliding down the wall of that beetle. Great. So now, having done all one side like this, I'm now going to come to the other side and put a cut in the opposite direction by eye in between. So I'm going to start up here. So exactly the same, but just by eye this time. This time I'm going from the outside of the frame in. What's happening here, which I think is really lovely, is that what we're going to be seeing is this space in between these cuts. Down here is a little tricky, so do your best to sort of stop short. And back to the skew chisel, nick those off again. I hope you can see this effect happening, tick, 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 like that. This is a very old moulding. I've seen it on pots and things that go way back. And this up here, we're going to have to nick this off with our knife or skew chisel again. And again with the point, just nick that out, keeping it at an angle like this. And then the same at the top here. When I come to the end of the cut, if I think about it, I'm leaning this skew chisel, this V-tool up a little bit so that it almost touches the far wall. And that means that when I come down with the skew chisel to clean that up, I've actually cut along the wall. So let's see if that's, yeah, so that makes life easier. Yep. So again, I'll turn this around. So I've got one more phase to do. Down here again. It's a very good exercise in control. And this hand resisting that pushing hand, like so. And this last bit up to the mitre, we can knock some of that off. Ends out. That one didn't come out cleanly. As before, if we can tidy up as we go along, then we don't have to go back and worry too much about cleaning up afterwards. Let's just make sure that's, yep. And this one here needs nicking off. Now, as I said, the corners of mitres, the mitered corner doesn't really work very well. You can see, how would we get this to go around a corner? It's not very good. So what we could do normally with mouldings, we find something a little bit different to do here. And I'm going to suggest you just take your punch, just pop a couple of dots in the middle like that, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Like that. Yeah. Well, with that, the carving is actually finished. You can paint it, you can wax it, you can put varnish on it. It's up to you, and I'll put a few notes in the download. Also, you need to think about putting your hooks. You can put hooks along here, this sort of hook for keys. You could put magnet along here, or anything you like to hang from this area. And of course, you'll need something at the back, some sort of little picture hook or picture rings or whatever, something like this. That'll go on the back to hang it. You can get this sort of thing at hardware stores. Anyway, there it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed that project, and congratulations, you can now call yourself a woodcarver. In the next section, I'm going to deal with a few more important subjects that you really need to think about as you move on in woodcarving.